What up? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And look at you. You done stumbled upon little OTB Saints, where we bring you all the latest black and gold coverage.
Who are the Saints going to draft? Who's going to be their quarterback? What does the salary cap look like? All that information and more.
Hope you enjoy it. Like, subscribe. You know what sucks? I know we have to talk about the Saints, and we should. I mean, we are a local show and want to provide local coverage. Why wouldn't we, right? That's the entire point of why we do this. But I'll be damned if it ain't hard to get excited about some Saints talk right now. And that's kind of like a commentary unto itself, right? Like the Mike Thomas stuff, easy to talk about, fun, juicy, drama, right? Very, very layered, a myriad of elements in play. Free agency, I'm not quite as sure. You ask here on the docket, Taylor, should the Saints pursue Patrick Peterson? And sure, there's some LSU fan part of me that's like, yeah, I mean, right on. That'd be cool, especially because like Tyron and Pat were, very famously, Pat was such a mentor to Tyron early on and really helped him find his way.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of like the rest of the Saints where I'm kind of apathetic on them. Like, sure, I don't know what Pat is at this point in his career, but the Saints are already pretty good in the secondary, so does it actually matter? And you're like, well, what are the Saints' free agent targets? And you're like, well, it doesn't really matter because it's not like you're going to go after any of the big names, so just kind of try to flesh it out a little bit. I don't know. I guess the most interesting thing going on with New Orleans right now is getting a new OC, and I feel like we've already had that conversation 8,000 times in terms of what Kubiak can bring to the table, and it's kind of impossible to continue to speak on it because it just boils down to, hey, what if we used pre-snap motion and ran play action? Like, it's
what if we
really
shifted from bunch to offset?
It's really, really kind of saddening how apathetic some of these Saints coverage makes me feel right now.
So now I think because you know who the quarterback's going to be, it's going to be Carr, and Michael Thomas has been released, and you're starting to see kind of what direction this team is going to go in. For me, it all falls down to, okay, what are you going to do in the draft? What are you going to do in free agency? Because now that you've told me who the quarterback was going to be, you're not going to draft a quarterback in the first round.
No.
Again, Mike Thomas gets released, and so you're going in a different direction than maybe we thought you would go at the end of the end of the regular season. Okay, well, how are you going to address the offensive line? You have two starters that are free agents, and it was a bad offensive line a year ago. So, do you re-sign those players that didn't play well for you in that system? Do you have a belief that they can do better in the new system? Where are you going to go in the offensive front? What are you going to do to replace Michael Thomas? Even though he wasn't available to you a lot, that's still a veteran receiver. You've got two really good young receivers.
Yeah.
One, I think, is elite and has the potential at least to be elite in Olave, right? Do you want to bring in a veteran receiver to kind of be, the old head in that room, or do you want to roll with the young guys? You want to draft another weapon? Defensively, I think I actually like some of the moves that you've made. I think Marcus May was somebody that you were playing because of his contract and not because of the production. I like Howden a little bit better. I think he can continue to grow. What you do with Marshawn Lattimore is intriguing. So, there's things that are intriguing on the defensive front tee, but if we're trying to look for an angle, you have if Derek Carr's your guy, which he is, you got to get better up front because he is not a quarterback that's going to create on his own. I don't love his pocket presence.
No, he gets freaked out. He gets freaked out. He gets skittish.
So you need something more solid up front to protect him. So if I know that about my quarterback and I am heavily invested in him, we'll invest in the offensive line to give him what he needs. And so I don't know that you can go out and sign a game changer at receiver as far as a veteran if you make that move, but just sign somebody that can be just a leader in that room and just be an old head that even if the young guys who play above can ask questions to. That kind of stuff is important in my opinion, like an NFL locker room.
Yeah, maybe I'd be a bit too guilty of being doom and gloom because normally I'm the opposite, right? Normally I'm an eternal optimist, a sunshine pumper, and I guess part of the issue comes in I could give you the sunshine argument for the offense. And it's the fact that you finished damn good the last 6 games of the year last year, right? I mean, I think you were maybe the highest scoring team in the NFL or damn near it. You seem to fix the red zone woes. You got consistently good quarterback play. The offensive line played better. Everybody's being put in better positions to succeed. You do have a lot of nice weapons that I still really like. And now you have a new coach in theory that would kind of modernize your offense in a way that it wasn't. I just feel like I've already been burned twice. And that's where it becomes tough, right? Because we spent an entire offseason 2 years ago saying the Saints should clearly win the NFC South. We spent an entire offseason this last year saying the Saints should clearly win the NFC South, only for them to fall short in some of the most disappointing ways possible. I mean, a garbage schedule last year. So we'll see what they end up doing this offseason. Can they regain some excitement going into the year? Only time will tell. Wow, just amazing black and gold takes right there, Jake.
I don't think I've ever heard any takes that are better than the two guys that just gave you that take.
And you can keep getting them by going ahead and liking, subscribing, ringing the bell to get notifications when we post. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next OTB Saints.